Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So, we're looking into the energy surrounding the Mercury retrograde. This morning, at the time this video is posted, around August 23rd, we're in a Mercury retrograde. So, definitely like all the little things are happening in my life. I had the weirdest I had my phone like sitting on top of just like a glass on my counter, and then I reached above my oven, just like on this shelf like above, and then to the side of my oven I have like all my pets food, so I reached up to get some food for my cat, and then like literally as soon as I reached up, my phone just like randomly fell for absolutely no reason. It's like the cup just like fell over and my phone just like skid like across my house. It was the most dramatic, and there was just no way. It was like kind of almost laughable because there was no way that me reaching up like all the way, I don't know, it was weird. But that's the Mercury retrograde for you, right? Like weird things that you would think like there's no way this is like affecting that, and then there's still this like weird dramatic fallout. So that's what's been going on with me. Or just like I went to clip this microphone on even, and then like I don't even know, like just as soon as I opened the clip it like flipped out of my hand and like flew, like banged into six things as it fell on the ground. And it's just like, okay, the most dramatic thing from like the simplest thing. um I feel like there's a really sensitive energy in the air. We're also in like Venus retrograde for another like week and a half or so. So it's like, yeah, it's a time to just like power through, push through, um, hold the faith, like stay strong, like don't let any of this like outside chaos or this weird, tricky energy around us kind of like affect us too much, right? Um, but let's get into it here. Ooh, so we have the Magician, the Moon, the bottom of the deck. really want to just make sure. So, and this is the Hidden Light Tarot. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So the really interesting thing about this card, it looks like this person's like charging forward to like do some damage or like create some conflict or yeah, like come up against someone or like heavy offense. So I'm getting is like someone here could have realized that they got in their feels kind of prematurely, or they understand they're like were letting their passions get the best of them, and they were kind of acting without thinking or getting ahead of themselves, and maybe going to like create some sort of conflict or create some sort of damage, do something that they would regret. um yeah, someone realized like with all this red, this like their feelings, their emotions, like in the moment were just really overwhelming, really overly passionate. It just created this kind of like immature response to just like rush forward and express however they were feeling in that moment, and um you know, like just completely react out of their trigger without like really consciously thinking through um how reactive, like in their mind they felt like they were being defensive or something, but it's like once they took a step back and looked at it from another perspective, they realized like they were being like triggered and just like um coming out of their emotions and like coming out of the situation, or like coming at the situation without really thinking through like the best strategy or the best way to deal with something. It's like their feelings, their pain, whatever emotions that were coming up were valid, but they weren't taking the time to like really think through the best way to react to something or to approach something or to deal with something. It's like not to just charge in, you know, guns ablazing, like totally like out of pocket or out of character in some way. Oh my gosh. So we have the World. So this is kind of like what's grounding the situation here. So um again, I'm gonna just really double check that everything's okay. So okay, so this person here could be you, the viewer, or it could be someone around you that you know, but regardless, it's like if this was you, we'll just read as if it was you. And then if you know if it resonates actually towards someone you know or someone around you, then take it however it resonates. But just for simplicity and so I'm not so repetitive, I'll just like read as if this person here is the viewer, right? So it's like um, not getting super triggered or not being led by your emotions or how something makes you feel in the moment and being really overly reactive. That could have been something that you've been working on or trying to work through for a long time, or is just kind of like this repeated cycle where it's like um, if someone else could kind of like get the best of you like emotionally or like get to you emotionally in some way, then um, it was hard for you not to kind of like freak out or like get really triggered and like react without really thinking through like the best approach or like how that would make you come across then or something. And so it was like this, um, you ended up kind of then like self-sabotaging because then the other person could have like a power over you to be like, okay, um, well, look at your behavior, look at how you're attacking me or how you're coming at me or something. So it was just like that last little bit of just like you reacting that you needed to be able to overcome in order to be able to fully walk away from something, or in order to be able to like gain your power back and remove yourself from some sort of like toxic cycle of this like combative back and forth type of energy, or just like always feeling like you have to kind of defend yourself or like go up against something. And so it's like um, you could just kind of like be defensive or try to protect yourself, and then you get like pushed so far, and then you're like pushed to like reacting or like acting crazy. And then it's like you needed to finally find a way to like break the cycle and like empower yourself and be able to like remove yourself from this without um it like coming back on you, so without like you being the one to then do something to make yourself feel guilty or to feel like, okay, well, I have issues too, or like I'm creating problems too, or like I'm hurting the other person or other people too with the way that I act. Like I still have to grow. And so it's like you felt like you didn't deserve to be able to like free yourself from a situation or liberate yourself or remove yourself, fully walk away from a situation. But it's like you needed to be able to take your power back here, is the strength is what's influencing this. And so it's like it was this cycle where you get like pushed so far, then like you be the one to react and almost like attack another person, but it's like you feel as though you're defending yourself, but then you're coming across as though like you're on the offense and like you're crazy. So it's like this other person just like had a power over you, or was like able to play these like certain games with you. And it's like you needed to be able to like remove yourself from the situation in a way that like kept you in your power, um, but then you were still like able to protect yourself from someone like hurting you in some way. um, so eventually like it's like you came to a place where you're realizing like the best way to do that is to just like completely walk away and just like not even like worry about whatever this person's doing or like whatever they're doing that's like pushing you. It's like choosing to walk away from this situation is like no longer giving your power to, whatever they have over you to be able to like trigger you to get you to like come at them like this. You just like walking away from the situation is like not only taking your power back from them, but it's also taking your power back from whatever they leverage or use to like hurt you or to trigger you and to get you to react so much. So it's like you're giving a lot of power to like that, and they know that, and so then they kind of use that and like wield that over you to then get you to then freak out and get out of character and like be the one to come after them, and then they can like then use that against you, right? There's like clinical terms for all these things, but um, that's just how I'm seeing it all in my head right now. So also you could have just like, again, so like what was preventing you from removing yourself from the situation here was feeling, again, disempowered. But it's like you felt like you were coming from a position of lack, or it's like having this mindset that there's like nothing you could do about it, or that you didn't have the resources or the capability within yourself to change it. So again, if you had like this idea of this like low self-worth, then you feel as though it's like you don't deserve, like you don't have enough within yourself to deserve to be able to just like move forward from this situation. You felt like you were dependent on this person, or like you needed them in some way. But again, it's because they're using something to hold power over you in order to lead you to believe that like you were not good enough or not far enough along on your journey in order to be able to like move on and successfully have relationships with like other people in whatever, not necessarily just like romantic, but just like any sort of like partnerships. It's like whenever we feel like badly about ourselves, or we have like a low self image, or like a low self esteem, we're coming from like a position of like lack in our perspective and like energetically, then um yeah, then it's like we feel like we don't deserve to leave certain situations, or it's not consciously that we think that. It's more coming from a place of like feeling as though you need that other person in order to get something that you're lacking, in order to make yourself like better or presentable, or more well balanced in some way, or like whole in some way. And it's like waking up and realizing that like you're never going to get what you need out of that other person, because you, first of all, they're just using that to like hold power over you, or they're like taking advantage of the fact that you're coming from a place of lack, or that you have like a low self image or in some way, or that um they're able to like get you to react and then make you feel like bad about yourself, or make you feel like you're the problem. So they're just kind of like capitalizing on that. um when the reality is, it's like, for one, they're just capitalizing on that, and so they're not ever going to actually like give you like what you need, because then you would just be able to remove yourself from the situation, or like you wouldn't need them, right? But two, we can't like become whole from another person. Like whenever we wake up and realize that like we have everything that we need, or we have all of the capabilities within ourselves to like grow to whatever place we need to in order to be whole or deserving, or it's like we're the only ones that can give ourselves like whatever we're lacking, or you know so it's like through realizing this, it helps you to empower yourself and separate yourself from this like very toxic, painful, hurtful cycle that you've been involved in. And it's like stop contributing to like making yourself like a victim in the situation. And I'm not meaning to sound harsh, because I think some people, it's like to some level there is someone that does have like intentions to kind of like hold power over you, or play games with you, or to keep you like held down, or in a position of lack, and that's really not cool. But it's like, um as soon as your mindset shifts, then you kind of stop contributing to the cycle. So then it's like you still may be, a victim in some senses, but it's like you're no longer contributing to putting yourself in that position, if that makes sense. So that's where the like, gaining your power back, going from a disempowered state to realizing like, okay, I may not be perfect, but I don't need like this other person in order to get to where I need to be, is like I'm worthy and deserving, um, to start that journey right now on my own. And I have all of the like capabilities and tools and resources within myself. And I'm, smart enough and capable enough to learn the things that I don't know, and to grow in the ways that I need to, and um, adapt to be able to uh, just like move forward in like more positive ways, right? It's like kind of waking up and realizing you don't need anybody else. um and then we have the Page of Pentacles here, and so this is like what's like kind of shifting, or like spiritually coming in with the situation. And so what I'm noticing is like this guy's face. So I feel like this is this other party that we were picking up on. So I want to say like this could be a relationship, but it also could be like a family relationship, or it could be like a boss or a work colleague or something. Like, so say it's like with work, then it's like, um, purposely being kind of treated poorly or and like underpaid, and so then you don't have the resources to be able to like make some sort of change, or it's like keeping you stuck in some sort of position to make you feel like you're dependent on that job, or like you need that job in order to get somewhere, but it's like not actually going to ever help you get there. It's like going to continue to like take advantage of you and keep you in the position of lack, so then you always feel like you need them, and then so then you always stick around, right? So it's like this cycle, you know, or it could be like a romantic relationship or like a family relationship, like I said, or even like friends, or just like a work colleague or someone you work for. Take it however it resonates. But so what I'm getting here is like this is that other person who is seeing you like empower yourself, and it's like you no longer need them. I also could not help but notice just now how this pentacle is over his like genitals area. So there's this energy of someone being really frustrated that they feel as though you no longer need them, or they can no longer hold like finances and like intimacy over your head in order to like control you, or to hold power over you, or to control like the direction that you go in, or like how you invest. It's like before they could wield a lot of different things kind of like over your head in order to keep control over the situation, and it's like being very shocked and triggered and like frustrated. There's this very like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe, you know, it's like they were very entitled, or they never thought that you would like um realize that you don't actually need this, or like stop caring about this or something, or that you would be able to just like move forward because they felt as though they had this like perfect method, or this perfect like they kind of had the secret, if you will, as far as how to like be okay. Um, Weird games with like money and intimacy. Like they felt like they had the balance, or the secret ratio, or like the secret recipe, um, as far as how to like give you just enough, but then keep you in these like weird games, to whereas like you felt as though you needed more, because it's like again they have to keep that power over you, so they have to keep um you in a position of like lack and feeling as though you need it, so they could have like you know held out, or like used intimacy in like in a way to try to like kind of control your behavior and get you to do the things that they like, in order to then like gratify you in the ways that you like actually need, because we need like intimacy and connection. Like it's actually really, you know, messed up when people play like games with stuff like that, because whenever you know become more conscious, you realize like um yeah, that's just not cool, you know. So anyways, we're not gonna get into all that, but yeah, so they could have just like held out and like kept you in this yeah, it's like in order to get you, yeah, in order to control your behaviors, was like get you to do things that they liked, or to please them, or to do things in a way that pleased them, so then you would like gratify them, or give them meet their needs in certain ways, intimately or financially, or like a mix of both, or whatever, you know. It's like only giving you what you need whenever you like behave in a certain way, in order to like condition you over time. And it's like yeah, and then they would be like so unfair and like push you to a point where you would just like totally freak out and come out of pocket and like be the one to come at them, and then they could just come across like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so stable, like look at all these things I do for you, I pay the bills, like da 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 da. Like they were able to really manipulate the situation to make it look like you were the one that was really like immature, or like emotionally immature in some way, or you were the one that needed to like grow, or had farther that they needed to go, or like you needed to, yeah, come like farther along, or be able to like handle yourself better or something, and so then you would like feel bad and be like, oh, okay, like if I like act better, act differently, or like handle myself differently, if I'm like more mature, more strong, like da 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 da, if I just communicate in a different way, then like then that then we'll have progress, then da, 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 but then it was like you never actually were able to like get there, like get what you needed, or get like a fair, well balanced exchange of give and take going in the relationship. It just always felt like they were um wearing some sort of mask, right, with the magician, and they're just like playing games and just like hiding things from you, like not being fully truthful and upfront with the moon. um is yeah, just like dangling, like making it seem like they're going to fulfill like your wants and needs and the things that like you really desire here, like this will lead you to that emotional fulfillment, that happiness, like getting everything that you want here. Like sometimes they'll like maybe spoil you or give you certain things, and then it gives you this idea of like this lifestyle that you could have, and so it's like you continue to try to work for it, but it's like the yeah, it's like they're purposely hiding certain things about their intentions here, just hiding certain things that are going on, or it's like the way they communicate with you. Again, they're wearing a mask, and it's like they do certain things in order to get you to react. And so then it's like pulling the puppet strings type of a deal. And then they sit there and pretend like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see that. Like, I didn't do that. Like, that wasn't me. Like, that you're literally crazy. Like, it's just because you are immature and you don't know how to act, or like you reacted like this, and so then I did that. Like, I don't know, and then if you're trying to be like, well, but you did this first to like push me to this, then there's just this like um totally deny that to the point where like you even think that you're crazy, and that it's like maybe you just act a certain type of way because you're crazy, or really specific energy here. But yeah, this like there's a lot that they're hiding from you. This like they don't want you to see their true selves or who they truly are or something, or um they have probably never truly been like authentically vulnerable to you. If they have, it's like just a game. Um in order to again like make you think that like you're going to get some sort of like emotional fulfillment, or like get to some sort of place within the relationship that you really desire to be like in your life. um or yeah, it's going to lead you to like this like happiness, this eventual happiness. But it's like they kind of like put on a show, and then they don't reveal like everything that's really going on, or like their true intentions with everything. And then again, it's like whenever you try to bring up like the original stuff that they were doing that like pushed you to feeling as though you needed to like be so protective of yourself in the first place, or like made you kind of like come at them in the first place, then it's just like heavy gaslighting. Like that word is like really overused, but it's just this heavy energy of just that like focusing so much on like your reaction and whatever you did wrong, that it completely overshadows and like disilludes, or like it's like you come across as like even more crazy trying to like really break down and understand. They have like some really really good tactics to just keep you in this like loop, like just keep you like in this, this whole thing is like this whole like game, it's this whole tactic. And so yeah, so it's like realizing the best way to really empower yourself and remove yourself from this is to um just like move forward and not even care. Like um I totally understand the feeling of just being like, oh well, it's like, like you don't want to feel guilty, or you don't want to feel like anything is your fault, or like you gave up. Like, yeah, people can then manipulate you to feel like that, you're there's something wrong with you, or you're not good enough, or you're not accepting enough because you weren't willing to like work through things or be patient, or there's just 100 million different manipulation tactics that people can use to keep you like in a situation to where you just feel it feels impossible to leave, or it's like you feel so guilty, or you don't know how you're going to um make it on your own, or like get through like this certain like difficult period. um So the recommended action here, we have the Six of Wands. So with the Six of Wands, it's like this energy of like moving forward, but it's like this victory energy. So in the typical Six of Wands, like with the original tarot, right, it's like the person on the horse, and uh, it's like there's a lot of people like following after them. So I always get this like very like leader type of energy. um but what I'm getting from this is like if you are willing to kind of like open up with like other people around you, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to support you and lift you up, and uh, be almost proud of you, like even praise you for being able to move forward. It's like if you're able to expose something or shine some sort of light on something that you've been kind of just like keeping to yourself, or really trying to be really strong and work through all on your own here too. With the strength card influencing the situation, it's like this person has you in this mindset of feeling like it would be like weak, or like if you were to let other people in or to know what's going on, then they would be like judging you, or like thinking that like you're at fault or something. But yeah, it's actually like a great strength to be able to be open and to let other people see like our truth over like what's going on with us. It's like people aren't going to see you as like less than or weak, even though in your insecure moments that's like how you feel. This other person here is like capitalizing on making you feel like that in order to keep you disempowered and stuck in the situation, or to in order to keep you feeling like you don't have the resources to be able to move forward, or like you need them, and so they could have you kind of like isolated away from others. Or if they don't, it's just like to the point where you're too embarrassed to really open up with certain other people around you, and like let them know what's really going on here. But it's like choosing to open up is like the first step. It's a really great stepping stone to start to like build and move forward, because there's going to be a lot of people who see you and honor you, respect you, value you, love you, care for you, and they see like your intentions and your heart. And um they see like with all of these like beams of light here, it's like there's going to be people that like see your truth and like believe you, and like want to step up and help you and support you, even if that's just like emotionally. So it's like you're going to have a lot of people like following after you in a sense, and um like supporting you, cheering you on, like lifting you up, trying to build you up. It's like you're going to realize like you have a whole community of support, or like a lot of people that um believe in you, or support you in some way. I just said that, but and then the outcome here, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and it's like all these people sitting together at a table, like feasting, right? Um, Celebrating, coming together. So yeah, it's like having the strength here to kind of switch your mindset and realize that it's actually um the strong thing, that the powerful thing is to be willing to be vulnerable and to be open and to let other people know like what's really going on here, and to be able to just like move forward from the situation and just remove yourself from this cycle without worrying whatsoever what this other person thinks of you, because they're going to like manipulate all sorts of like insecurity into you so that you don't see how this person's actually affected by you no longer needing them. Like they're actually in this position of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe they never really actually believed that they would lose you, or that you would like remove yourself from the situation, or that you would like see through them, or that like you would come to a place of realizing that you don't need like what they have to offer. So it's like their games and the way they're trying to like give to you, and um, these really manipulative ways in order to purposely keep you always feeling as though you like need like more and more, or like it's yeah, they like purposely like didn't give you like enough, or like give to you in the ways that you deserved, so that yeah, you would just like always feel like you needed them and like never leave them or something. So they were just so confident or like entitled, or like they just felt so sure that their tactics would like always work, and they would like always have this like power over you, um by using like money and intimacy and like their affection or whatever, and that like you weren't going anywhere or something. And so now that like the cycle's been broken and you're choosing to move forward and like open up with others, or like let other people know what's going on, um it's like obviously they're going to continue to keep the mask on, like they're going to continue to put on some sort of show, like they're not going to open up and like be vulnerable and like let you know like what's going on here. They're going to continue to create the illusions, or like they have this like ego and this like presentation that they have to put onto the outside, that they're this like stable figure or whatever, that they have some sort of status or something. They want to remain like really desirable to people like on the outside looking in or something, so they could continue to like play games with you, or they could continue to like say hurtful things to you, or continue to just be like, oh well, people are judging you, or try to make you feel like certain people are not really your friend, or like try and like make you feel like people talk badly about you that are actually the ones supporting you, or um some sort of just like weird games here, to where it's like they know how to get to you in certain ways in order to make you feel um just like insecure in the way that you move forward, to where it makes you feel like you can't like open up and use your voice and like let people know like everything, or like tell people like everything or the whole truth, because this person is still trying to make you feel insecure, make you feel as though you're the one that's going to be judged. Like people are going to be looking at you some type of way, or judging you some type of way. But it's like a tactic to just keep you quiet, because they know if you were to like open up and to like tell people the truth of something that's really going on here, that like everyone's going to be looking at them in a bad light, or like it's going to expose them, or like people are really going to be supporting you. And so it's like they have to continue to use every single possible tactic they can. So now that they no longer have that same power over you, or they can't leverage the same things over you that they used to be able to, because they don't have the same like connection with you that they did. It's like all they have left to do is to try and make you feel insecure about like the way that people perceive you or something, so that you don't have the confidence to like go out and like tell other people your truth, or your story in some way, because um, they just know that like other people are going to like hear you or see your intentions, or it's like um, yeah, if people believe you, then it's like that like really paints them in a bad light. It's like a lot of people are going to support you, uplift you, like follow you, like really care about like what you have to say, or like help create some sort of like support or shelter, right? Like help feed you, help give you what you need, like literally help provide you what you need with the pentacles in order to continue to like take care of yourself so that you can move forward and create some sort of foundation for yourself. And so this person's like, oh, you know, if they're too insecure to like reach out to other people and like utilize the resources around them, or if I can like ruin that sort of those connections for them, then I'll have power over them again, or like they'll need me again or something. So it's like they're gonna do like all that they can possibly to like get at you or to try to make you feel insecure in order to put you back into that position of lack, or feeling like you don't have anyone else or anything else, or you have no other choice but to like go back to them, or to turn to them, or to like trust them or rely on them in some way. um, so that could be like their whole agenda. Like now that Mercury's going into retrograde, it's like you're all of this is kind of coming out, and you're kind of waking up and like empowering yourself, ending the cycle, choosing to open up to the people around you, like realizing you're never going to get what you need or what you want, or like an equal like give and take like exchange here in this situation. So it's like moving forward and like opening up to the people around you and letting them help you like start to create that for yourself so that you can have that in your life someday. And that's like this person's absolute worst nightmare, right? So it's like even though all these shifts are happening now with the retrograde, or they're about to, then it's like during the rest of the time of the retrograde, this is like kind of what I'm getting here, or like during the post shadow period, um that's where this person's going to be using every little like tactic that they can from afar in order to continue to like mess with you or get in your head, and again like try and continue to make you feel insecure or like bring you down in some way. So then you don't have the confidence to like continue to move forward, or like say you have started to like open up to people and like they see you and support you and they're uplifting you, and like you're starting to get like a following, or just people that really care about you and are really helping you, and like all of a sudden you could hear like all these like weird rumors about how those people are talking ish about you, or this person tries to then make you feel insecure about your relationship with those people in some way, or it's going to be like some spiritual warfare, right? Like some mental warfare and like manipulative tactics coming forward over the next few weeks. I'm hearing like 3 weeks, right? That's like the timing of Mercury retrograde. So, because we also have a 3 right here. But, anyways, they also could, over the next 3 weeks, like bring in like another person in order to try to make you jealous. Something I'm hearing, or it's just like any sort of little tactic. They could try to use a third party in order to make you feel insecure, in order to get you to like come back and like submit back into their games, or their weird cycle they had you in before. So it's like definitely um, like stay strong, um, and like stay firm, like in any boundaries that you feel as though you need to set or that you have set. Um, Ooh, we have writing it out. So literally, I feel like these next few weeks, that's what's going on, is like any sort of chaos or energy. It's like just writing it out, moving forward, and staying on your own flow, your own vibe, and not even worrying about like in the past, you maybe would let certain things get to you or have like certain anxiety about certain things and be like, okay, oh my gosh, da da da. And like certain things would trigger you to then feel guilty and make you feel like you had to go back. So it's like, when those feelings come up, or yeah, you get triggered, or you even miss this person, um just find a way to flow and just like get through it to the next moment where you have that clarity again to be like, okay, no, like I deserve better than that, or like in order to like get through to the next moment where then there's going to be someone around you to help support you that you can kind of like confide in, and they can help like lift you up to be like, okay, nope, we're gonna like go out and like do something else in order to like get your mind off of this. It's like it's finding a way to like flow through all of the like difficult moments, in order to continue to move forward. My mom used to say, um, when you're getting out of a relationship, like right away. So even, this is like for people that it's like a relationship, but even just like no matter like what type of relationship, I think this is good advice. Um, she would always say like right away when you first leave a relationship, your mind just plays tricks on you because you're just like the initial shock of like no longer being with someone. It's just natural to go through that like loneliness. So as your body's going through those withdrawals, right away your mind plays tricks on you and kind of like leads you to remember it more in a better light than it really was, right? And so she would always say like the first like few months after a breakup, like she would always say like the first like 3 months or whatever after a breakup, she would call it just getting over the hump. That's what she would be like, you just have to get over the hump, the initial hump. She'd be like those first 3 months after a breakup. It's just like uh it's just funny to think about how she would say it. My mom actually passed away earlier this year, and so if I ever talk about her in like past tense or whatever, that is why. But yeah, I just so vividly remember like certain little things that she would say and like exactly how she would say them. So I'll never forget that. And so it's really good advice in her random little weird way that she would talk. Just be like, yeah, just is you just have to get over that initial hump, that the first little hump, and then once you're over that, then you look back. It's like, once you are on top of the hump, if you will, then it's like you can look back with perspective and see um, more clearly, and just see like, okay, no, like that was actually, there's a reason why I walked away from that, or that was so crazy, or like that I deserve better than that, whatever, however you feel. But it's like you look back and you're like so thankful that you had the strength to like get to that point, because it's like the more time that goes on, it gets easier, in situations that we're genuinely not supposed to be in. It really does, like time really does heal those things. Time definitely doesn't heal all things, but those types of things that are not spiritually aligned, absolutely. If we go on our journey, especially the more we're open we are, the more we can like choose to be open and open up to other people, then we meet the people that we are more in alignment with and that spirit would want us to be like spending our time with in this lifetime. And when we meet those connections that actually do like feed us and um, help give to us in a way that we can support ourselves and like feel that wholeness that I was talking about before, and that like completeness, like nothing really beats that feeling, and like finding those connections where you like feel more connected to yourself, and you feel those people that really help you like uncover like those missing pieces and parts of ourselves, like it's totally possible. You can totally move forward and have these really wonderful meaningful connections in your life. Yeah, just you have to get through that hump where your mind is kind of playing tricks on you. And in your case here in the reading, we're picking up on, it's like something that's not going to help the situation is um this other person also playing tricks on you and messing with your mind, and kind of triggering you to then fall into your own little mental tricks of like, oh, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought, or maybe um, they actually gave me more than I realized, or whatever. Um, so yeah, it's like stay really strong and like hold the faith here. It's like you're stepping into like just a whole new life for yourself, and there's just like a whole world of potential and possibilities, and you have like all of the capabilities to like really do whatever you want and go in whatever direction that you want and you feel like called to go in, right? Ooh, so we have police, getting a room, hotel. Oh my gosh, getting played, literally manipulation, lies. Um, so yeah, obviously with this card, it's like you realize this person does these things, like they um act in such a way in order to get you to react, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at like how crazy you're being or how you're coming at me, da, da, da." And then you're like, "Okay, but you did this, this, and this." But then they're just so good that it's like the conversation stays off the fact that they're actually the puppet master here, and it stays on the way that you're reacting, even though it's like you're reacting in the exact way that they want you to. But then that, it just creates the dynamic where then they keep all the control in the situation. So it's like you're like really waking up to this at this time, right? um that's why you felt called to watch this video, likely. um, so with the police here, I'm just hearing like if things do get kind of like more intense or more serious, like definitely make sure that you're safe and protect yourself. Um, and it's also like you may have like recently felt called to protect yourself or to remove yourself in a safe way from the situation. It's like this could be a confirmation from spirit that's like this person is kind of heading in like a more destructive direction for themselves, or is there's something here with this person that you don't need to be involved in, or some sort of lesson that you didn't need to learn. So it's like you kind of were able to like remove yourself or get out just in time. So it's like in this initial time period of like getting away, they could be still trying to like play certain games with you, but then their own behaviors or tactics could start to like catch up to themselves in general. So it's like they need to kind of worry about themselves. So it's like that may they may kind of leave you alone by default of like their own life getting really messy, or just their own behaviors, like their own karma kind of catching up to themselves. Or yeah, again, like if things get crazy, like definitely always like protect yourself and um like stay really safe, or do whatever you feel like you need to do in order to continue to make sure you're feeling safe in your environment. Because then we also have getting a room. So I just heard like, yeah, if something were to happen, it's like, okay, not to like scare anybody, like obviously this is a general reading, so with every general reading you just take whatever resonates and you just leave whatever doesn't. So this is like a really really specific message here. um but it's, yeah, if things were to get kind of crazy here with a certain individual and you ever did get to a place where you don't feel safe, it's like sometimes the best thing to do is to like go to like a neutral location and just again like make sure that you're safe, make sure that you're sheltered. It's also with the Six of Wands, I see kind of this like TP type of like structure, right? And so it's like whatever that means to you in your life, like you, it may not be like literally getting a room, it may be like reaching out to a friend and staying at like a friend's house that you can trust, or some sort of safe place, or a family member, just like reaching out to someone that you know is going to be like really safe here. But from this card I'm just getting this energy of like, yeah, if you do need to like reach out and go to some sort of safe haven, or like um again just get out of like a chaotic situation that you don't need to be involved in, and like protect yourself. Don't be afraid to like go into a neutral safe space for a while, or just like lay low for yourself, or um definitely like don't don't go anywhere that's going to like get you jammed up in anything that you don't need to be involved in too, right? Like if you're all good and you're all safe at your spot, and then someone's trying to like lure you over to like do some weird stuff you wouldn't normally do or go some weird places you wouldn't normally go, definitely stay vigilant, use your intuition. Because yeah, people could be on just doing some weird manipulative like tactics right now in order to like regain power or control over the situation. Sometimes that leads people to like really interesting crazy lengths. So yeah, like don't go anywhere that feels off or unsafe, or like if you do feel unsafe, then like go somewhere where you feel like you can protect yourself. So however it resonates for you, right? But yeah, again, that's like a really really specific message, so always just take whatever resonates and leave whatever does not. Admiration. People notice you for the star that you are, whether through your work ethic or simply by being you. It's your turn, so bask in the waves of admiration and attention. You deserve it. So that's literally um, what we're dealing with this card here, right? Being brave enough to be vulnerable and be open with the people around you. It gives them the opportunity to see you for who you truly are, and people are going to admire this and want to build you up and support you, help take care of you. um, so yeah, be willing to like trust again, even though this was uh, quite a difficult situation you've had to endure here, right? Spiritual path, righteous. You are being called to do the right thing and take the high road above all else. Don't let your ego lead you astray. Be mindful to select choices that align with your true self and support spiritual growth. Get one more oracle card for you guys. We have jealousy, the bottom of the deck. So yeah, it's like weird mind games. Like this person's almost jealous that um you no longer need them, or you were able to empower yourself or something. Or it's like as you move forward, they could be like really jealous of like new people in your life. But it's like that's their own problem because they didn't want to like really fully give to you. So what do you expect? um Ooh, we also have stormy and courage. So I'm gonna read both of those, all three of those for you. Envy, jealousy, and bad vibes. This card comes as a warning that all is not as it seems. Or maybe it is. There may be some jealousy being presented or projected at you at this time. Fear not. This warning is here to provide you with enough distance to take necessary action to protect your heart, mind, and energy. Or perhaps the good old compare and despair monster has got you wishing or longing for what another has or is doing. Sometimes the jealousy is within you. This is a powerful time to check in and see where you may be feeling inadequate or as if you are missing something. Meditate to shield yourself from negative thoughts, envy, or jealousy. So that's the evil eye symbol. Okay. Stormy. Drama straight ahead. Prepare and brace yourself. Conditions are not favorable at this time. Wait the storm out before proceeding. Please don't worry either. The weather can change very quickly. Meditate on this when you want to call on your sea legs to keep you safe and secure through a hardship or a stressful period. If you're inquiring about a relationship, please be warned that this situation will bring a lot of upheaval to your path. Proceed with caution. So, I really feel as though that's this here. There's like this specific individual that you've been dealing with. It's um, going to really try to create a lot of drama for you in some specific way. So there are some ways where you need to kind of like protect yourself, or if you're curious about like reaching out to this person, seeing how they're doing, spirit's definitely warning you at this time, right? That yeah, involving yourself with certain things or dealing with certain things, it could just create a lot of upheaval in your path that's not necessary for you to take on. And so again, it's like do whatever you feel you need to do to like continue to keep yourself really safe. Um, so yeah, sometimes it's like waiting things out um, until a more safe time to like move forward or do something. Um, so however it resonates for you, it's like you'll have the wisdom within yourself to be able to like discern and know exactly what's right for you and how it like fits exactly. But you are being invited to summon your courage and take the next right action. Drawing this card could be nudging you to let go of any fears you are having and boldly move ahead. This is your moment to seize the day, live your dreams, and step forward with confidence. You can meditate on this symbol and mantra whenever you need a boost of encouragement. Yeah. So it's like, again, um, yeah, it's having the courage to do the right thing here in some way. So you will be able to, again, like you'll be able to know the ways in which you're being guided to specifically move forward and remove yourself from certain things and like end certain cycles. And then the ways in which there's certain things that you need to kind of like avoid or hold back from having like a firm, solid reaction to certain things until you can get over the hump, right? And get to it's like a more balanced place within yourself. Um, yeah, and just like have the courage and the confidence to like cut out or remove anything that is like hindering you on your path. You're creating like damage. It can be really scary. We have one more oracle card. We have unlimited possibilities and omens. So I'm going to read both of those for you to close out the reading. When fall turns into winter, the leaves fall from the trees, Birds fly south, plants go dormant, some even die having lived the life they were meant to. Do we ever panic and wallow in the fear that this is it? There will never be another robin singing. There will never be another ripe tomato. No, we don't. Why is that? We know that after winter, spring will return, followed by the bounty of summer. It is so in your life. At any given time, there are unlimited possibilities for you and yours, many different paths to take, many different options available. Do not get bogged down into thinking that in a linear fashion. Open your eyes and your heart and feel the power your free will and choice brings to you. Make your life what it is meant to be. So again, I'm getting it's like removing yourself from this toxic cycle here and being able or being willing to move forward, step forward into the new, into the possibilities, and to have the, the confidence to say, you know what, I am capable of growing and learning and doing whatever I want and going in whatever direction that I want or that I feel called to go in. And I'm going to have the support around me to help me to be really successful, right? Or to give me, the nourishment, the resources, the tools that I need, the support, the care, the love that I need in order to uh, really go in any direction and like have success, right? Just like I was saying. So it can be really painful and difficult to let things go, but letting certain toxic cycles or certain really painful and hurtful cycles that we've been a part of, like letting those go, fall to the wayside, and um, that can really help us move into, the things that are meant for us and having like a really fruitful, beautiful life in the future, right? Okay. Hawks are messengers. This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of the spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and unseen. Drawing this card speaks of focus and intuition. Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go and how high you want to fly. When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will soon shift for you. Yeah, I think that is a really great um, place to end the reading. So definitely be open to any of the messages that are around you, any of the insight from spirit helping to like guide you in the directions that are just going to lead to more of the like connection and support in your life that you're really craving, that you really desire to have. So, taking these steps that you're being called or guided to take, no matter how difficult or like if it's uncomfortable, you can just take little tiny small steps, one step at a time, and it's eventually um, you start to get into the groove and start to see your life moving and changing in the direction that you would really like to see it go in and just be like really fulfilled. So, yeah, that is all I have for us. So, collective reading, looking into the Mercury retrograde, so around like the next 3 weeks to 3 months. It's like a time frame I'm hearing in my head right now. So, even like 3 days too. Um, Something specifically about like 3 days and like shelter, like seeking shelter or like opening up to others or something from the time that you're watching this. So, yeah, sending you guys all lots of love through Mercury retrograde. I hope can get through it as smoothly and as painlessly as possible. And if you would like a more personal reading through this time period, you can use the link in my description for that. And I'll also have a lot of the past few readings I've done, just different pick a cards and stuff, linked in the description if any of that sounds interesting. And I hope you have a really great day. Thank you.